When the rumours about Moon DLC for Prey started to surface, the most obvious conclusion we jumped to was story-based content. But with Prey Mooncrash, there's more to it than meets the bloodshot eye. In fact, Arcane Studios may have just created one of the most imaginative and interesting pieces of content in Prey Mooncrash that we've seen in the last few years. You're probably asking yourself, what is Prey Mooncrash? Well, that is a great question, and the answer isn't a simple one. The good news is that Prey Mooncrash is part story, but it's also part shooter, it's part time trial, and it's part roguelike. Amazingly though, all the components work together marvellously. You start out as M13, an operative for Phasmacore who communicates with the enigmatic Basilisk. Your job is to comb through a recovered vault operator filled with research data discovered on Transtar's secret moon base, Pythias. Using a simulator chair, you're put into the guise of 5 different agents, each one unlocked by fulfilling set conditions. And it's up to you to help them escape. If you do that, you fulfill your contract to Phasmacore and you can go home to your family. Sounds easy, right? This may sound a little Desmond Miles' Assassin's Creed, but as you'll soon discover, the similarities are actually quite slender. You'll start the game, or as you'll soon come to call it, your run, with Andreas Alekna. The bald-headed psychic has a kinetic blast to vanquish enemies, but he also uses super thermal, backlash and burrow abilities to plow through Typhon. Eventually, you'll unlock and get to play as Vijay Bhatia, Claire Whitten, Joan Winslow, and Pythias director Riley Yu herself. To begin with, each character has a set objective and is told to escape Pythias in a certain way. But as you explore the moon base, you'll learn about different ways you can escape. Or you can mix up the routes with other characters, such as piloting a shuttle, stowing away in a crate with consumables, or reaching the final escape pod. Your overall aim in Prey Mooncrash is to escape with all 5 characters during one run, with none of them dying. But if they do die, they are permadead for that run. Yikes. So you have to reset the simulation to attempt an all-in run again. But don't worry, because the beauty of Prey Mooncrash is that even if someone does die, it's not game over. You can still escape with the remaining 4 and free roam around Pythias, learn more about the characters, story, architecture, hidden secrets, or just shoot things, whatever comes naturally to you. The point is, Arcane, Bethesda, and the rest of the world don't expect you to fully complete Mooncrash in one sitting the first time out. I mean, you might do that, but you're supposed to learn the routes, come up with new strategies, and gradually, over time, figure things out. Outside of the main objective, there are also various side objectives to complete on the Phasmacore checklist, which in turn earn you sim points. These are tallied up at the end of each run, whether you've been killed on the way to your main objective or you managed to escape the moon base. These can then be spent on the next character to fill up their inventory slots before the next run. Points can be earned by simply killing a mimic, or through more elaborate means like discovering a dead crew member, or picking up some epic fabrication plans. The more obscure an objective, the more sim points you'll collect. These sim points can then be spent on things like additional medkits, bullets, weapons, chipsets, and other equipment to give you an edge ahead of each run, and you're certainly going to need any advantage you can get, especially when the corruption levels kick in. Oh wait, I didn't mention those. Yeah, this is where the time trial speedrunning aspect of the content comes into play, as there is a sand timer in the top right hand corner of the screen constantly ticking down. Now you can collect a power-up which reduces the time, but you can't freeze it permanently as it will always be on the move. Starting at level 1, you'll face basic mimics, phantoms and whalers, but once the corruption level increases, enemies get tougher, they're more frequent, and you get even more sinister nasties to deal with. Basically, the sooner you can escape, the better. So yeah, Prey Mooncrash sounds pretty crazy, right? It is some seriously busy content because you'll need to consider things like individual character weaknesses and strengths, where they spawn, what things they encounter during their run, let alone what to upgrade using your chipsets and abilities to upgrade through neuromods. I'm not even kidding when I say there's at least 15 hours worth of content to get through here, possibly and probably more. Admittedly, Mooncrash does still suffer from those horrendous loading screens, and that definitely kills a lot of the game's momentum, as well as your attention span. This is also still Prey at its core, so despite the differences, if you weren't a fan of the game originally, you may not get on with this either. But that said, Arcane Studios have managed to craft something that will appeal to a broader demographic than previously. Speedrunners will want to test their skills and compete with their rivals. Adventurers will want to explore every nook and cranny to learn as much as they can about Pythias. Survivalists will want the ultimate challenge and will butt in heads with the terrifying Moonshark as well as the rest of the Typhon. And then there's the fact that this is all procedurally generated, which changes the layout of the base every time you play. There's even a new weapon in the Psychostatic Cutter, which is a bit like a lightsaber dagger. Mooncrash is more than just a piece of DLC. It fundamentally changes Prey from the ground up, while still remaining faithful to Arcane Games' original vision. And where you'll find a lot of DLC is just, more of the same and it feels tacked on, you can see that a lot of time, care, thought, and attention has gone into building this smartly and delicately. And the best news of all, Mooncrash gives Prey hope for the future. If Arcane Studios can put something like this together as an expansion to their original idea, just imagine what they could accomplish with a full-blown sequel using these mechanics. When I'm not playing Prey Mooncrash, I'm thinking about Prey Mooncrash. It is easily one of the best pieces of content for any game this generation. And if you've somehow not played Prey yet, there has never been a better time to start. So to summarize, on the pro side, there are some smart gameplay evolutions, there's hours worth of content here, various ways to play and different every time you play because of the procedurally generated layouts. There's something for all types of gamer, whether you're a speedrunner, an adventurer, or a shooter, or a survivalist. And it gives franchise hope for the future. On the cons though, those loading screens are still terrible. Ugh. All that said, we have chosen to give Prey Mooncrash a solid 9 out of 10. We tested this on an Xbox One. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. If you've been playing Prey Mooncrash or Prey, let us know down below. If you've got any particular strategies you've been using in Mooncrash, we'd love to discuss them with you, and we will see you next time.